we'll discuss about carry look ahead adder. So before going to this, let us recall the previous session concepts from full adder and ripple carry adder. Okay, so what is a full adder? As we know that full adder performs addition between 3 bits. Okay, 2 bits are the operands and 1 bit is the carry. Okay, let us see how a full adder will look like. So these are what the expressions of the full adder, that is sum and C out. Okay, sum equals C in XOR A XOR B, where A and B are considered as inputs, and C in, which is nothing but carry input. Okay, and C out, that is carry out. Okay, and this is what the expression for the carry. Now we are implementing these expressions with the help of logic gates. Okay, and we are implementing this with the help of 2 half adders, and this is how we implement with the help of 2 half adders. Okay, this is one half adder and this is one half adder, along with one OR gate will give us sum as well as carry out for the full adder. Okay, now let us represent this same diagram with the help of the half adder blocks. Okay, so this is one half adder as I said, and this is one half adder. Okay, and we can also represent the same circuit with the help of 2 half adder blocks. Okay, now let us see ripple carry adder. Why do we use ripple carry adder? If I want to perform addition between 2 multiple bit operands, then I have to use ripple carry adder. Okay, for example, if I want to perform addition between 2 operands along with the carry, then I require a full adder. If I want to perform addition between 2 4-bit operands along with the previous carry, then I require 4 full adders. So let us see that. So 4-bit ripple adder using full adder. Okay, so here this one full adder will be performing the addition between A, B and C in. Okay, but we need to perform 4-bit addition, therefore we require totally 4 full adder circuits which are connected in a cascading fashion. Okay, so here the C out of the first full adder or 0th full adder is given as an input to the first full adder stage. Okay, and the C out of the first stage is given as an input to the second stage, and C out of the second stage is given as an input to the third stage. Okay, now here this is what ripple carry adder. Okay, and here I'm connecting C into ground, which is nothing but we are giving the initial carry as 0. Now this this stage will perform addition between A, B, that is A naught, B naught as well as C. Okay, now this is what a full adder circuit. Okay, and this is what the half adder circuit. Okay, so this is the circuit which is mainly used for performing the addition between multiple bit operands. But the drawback that is associated with the ripple carry adder is propagation delay. Okay, let us see what is that propagation delay, how it looks like. Now, okay, so this is what one full adder. Okay, and here we are giving the C in, which is nothing but carry in. Okay, now here this carry in is propagated to the output through 3 gates. Okay, that is XOR, AND and OR. Okay, so here the first stage critical path is nothing but 3 gate delays. Okay, the delay generated by XOR, the delay generated by AND as well as the delay generated by the OR gate. Okay, now this is what the delay associated with the first stage. Okay, now this carry out is given as an input to the next stage. Now this carry out is propagated to the output through AND and OR gates. Okay, therefore second stage critical path would include only 2 gate delays, that is AND gate as well as OR gate. Okay, so only in the first stage we get 3 gate delays, and in the remaining stages we'll get 2 gate delays, that is AND and OR. Okay, so this is what this is how the 4-bit ripple carry adder looks like, and this is what the propagation delay that is generated with ripple carry adder. Okay, so that is critical path equals D XOR. This is the delay generated by the XOR gate in the first stage, plus 4 into D AND plus D OR, as we are going with 4 stages. okay, and each and every stage is having AND as well as OR gate. Therefore 4 into delay generated by AND gate plus delay generated by OR gate for ripple carry adder. Therefore this complete circuit would be generating a delay that is equals to 9 gate levels. Okay, so if I'm going with n bit ripple adder, okay, then the delay generated by the circuit would be 2n plus 1. Okay, so in order to avoid this delay or propagation delay, we are using one more adder, and that adder is called as ripple carry adder. Okay, sorry, carry look ahead adder. Okay, carry propagation is the main issue in an n bit ripple carry adder. Okay, as we have seen that a faster adder needs to address the serial propagation of the carry bit. Okay, now here, in order to avoid the drawbacks of a ripple carry adder, we are going with carry look ahead adder. What we are doing over there, instead of waiting for carry out from each previous stage, we can minimize the delay by computing all the carries at once by 2-level circuit. So in carry look ahead adder, we are calculating the carries at once. Okay, we are calculating all the carries at once by a 2-level circuit. With this, the delay will be reduced. Okay, so let's re-examine the equation of full adders. Let us take the equations of the full adder, that is carry equation of the full adder. Now this is what the carry equation of the full adder. Ci plus 1 equals Ai Bi plus Ci of Ai plus Bi. Okay, now this is what the carry equation for the full adder. Okay, if I equals 0, if you substitute I equals 0, then it becomes C1. Okay, now this C1, which is nothing but the carry in for the first stage. Okay, here here 0th starting would be the 0th stage, okay, and ending would be the n minus 1 stage. So that is why here if I substitute I equals 0, then it becomes 1, which is nothing but carry in for the first stage is depending on A and B inputs, okay, as well as the carry out of the 0th stage. Okay, sorry, carry in of the 0th stage. Okay, now here this AND term is generating an carry and this OR term is propagating the carry. Now I'll represent this AND and OR in this way. Okay, so GI is nothing but generate the carry, which is AI BI, and PI is nothing but propagate carry, which is AI plus BI. Okay, now replace this GI and PI in place of these terms. Now the carry out function looks like this. Ci plus 1 equals GI plus PI Ci. Okay, now we'll calculate the carries for all the stages right from C0 to C3. Okay, here instead of 0 I'm going with 1 here. Okay, so here C1 equals G0 plus P0 C0. Okay, and C2 is nothing but G1 plus P1 C1. Just substituting the values of I. Okay, that is if I equals 0, then it becomes 0 plus 1, that is 1. If I equals to 1, then it becomes 2. If I equals 2, then it becomes 3. So these are what the expressions that we got for carry. Now all these carry out expressions are totally depending on the inputs as well as on the carry of the previous stage. Okay, now what we do is we'll calculate all these carries at once. Okay, and we'll give these carries along with the inputs to the circuit. Okay, now let us implement these expressions with the logic gates. Note all the carries are only dependent on input A, B and C. Okay, now here time to generate PI and GI takes 1 gate delay. Okay, so the time taken to generate PI and GI is just only 1 gate delay, and to generate AND term takes only 1 gate delay, to generate OR term takes only 1 gate delay. So all carries are available in 3 gate delays. Okay, now we'll get all the carries only within 3 gate delays. Okay, if you can see these expressions, there you can see AND terms, OR terms, okay, as well as generate and propagate. Okay, thus we'll implement the above carry functions with the help of 2-level gate implementation. Okay, now this is how the carry and propagate circuit looks like. Okay, and we are getting C1, C2 and C3. Okay, Now let us see how a carry look ahead adder looks like. Now this is what carry look ahead adder, okay, and the inputs are A0, B0, A1, B1, A2, B2, A3 and B3 along with the carry, that is initial carry. Okay, now internally in this block this kind of circuit would be present. Okay, so we are calculating all the carries at once. Now these carries are given to the output XOR gates, therefore we get S0, S1, S2 and S3 at the same time. Okay, so this is what the advantage that is associated with carry look ahead adder, where we are going to calculate all the carries at once. Okay, and these carries are given as an input to these XOR gates, therefore we get the sum terms at once. Okay, so this is how we are avoiding the drawback which is associated with ripple carry adder. Okay, here we require only 3 gate delays. Now let us see binary subtraction. As we have seen adders, okay, which is a combinational circuit, in the same way we'll see one more circuit which performs subtraction. But before that, let us see how to perform binary subtraction. Okay, now I want to perform binary subtraction here between these two operands. Okay, so let us see 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 0, and 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, and 0 minus 1, here I have to take a borrow from this particular bit, therefore I took one borrow, then it becomes, the value here becomes 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, therefore here you have only 0. So this is how you are going to perform the binary subtraction. Take one more example here. So I just want to subtract this operand from this operand. So 0 minus 1, definitely we have to take a borrow from the left side bit. So I took one borrow here, then it becomes 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Now here again I have to take borrow from the left side bit, therefore it becomes 2 minus 1 again 1, and then it has to take a borrow, so it becomes 1. Now this is what the result that we get with binary subtraction. Okay, now let us see how to do this subtraction with the help of circuits. So we use two circuits here. One is half subtractor and the other one is full subtractor. So half subtractor is a circuit which takes two inputs and provides two outputs, that is difference as well as borrow. Okay, here you can see the truth table of the half subtractor. Okay, where A and B are inputs, DI and B0 are the outputs. Okay, if A and B inputs are 0 0, then the difference and borrow is 0 0. If A and B inputs are 0 1, okay, you are performing A minus B, then what happens? Difference is 1 as well as borrow is 1. Okay, if it is 1 0, then you will get 1 and 0 at the difference and borrow. If it is 1 1, therefore you will get 0 and 0 at the difference and borrow. Okay, now if you plot these minterms, the minterms of DI as well as B0 on the K map, then you will get this kind of logic diagram. Okay, now this is what the circuit which represents half subtractor. Okay, let us see an example. Now here A minus B, I am performing A minus B. Okay, now what happens here? A is 0 and B is 0. Okay, now if you substitute these values on this circuit, then the output that you get is DI is 0 as well as B0 is 0. Okay, so if you are substituting A with 1 and B with 0, that is A is 1 and B is 0, so 1 and 0 to the input of XOR gate, then the output is 1. Okay, the output is 1, and here borrow is getting an input from A, which is given through a NOT gate, therefore the output of the NOT gate is 0 and input B is 0, then the output is 0. So this is what 1 0. Okay, so in the same way, if you substitute this condition, then you will get this answer. Okay, if you substitute this, and the answer would be difference is 1 and borrow is 1. Okay, so this is how we will calculate this subtraction. Okay, and this circuit is used for calculating the subtraction operation between two binary operands. Now let us see full subtractor. Now full subtractor is a circuit which accepts three inputs, A and B, and then B in, which is nothing but the borrow in. Okay, and it provides two outputs, that is difference as well as borrow. Okay, now here it performs similar operation as compared to half subtractor, but here it performs subtraction between A, B and B in, and this is what the truth table that we give for full subtractor. And if you plot the output expressions for Di and B0 on K map, then you'll get this is what the representation of the full subtractor circuit. Okay, now let us see a single circuit which is performing addition as well as subtraction. Okay, the subtraction A minus B can be performed by taking the 2's complement of B and adding to A. So if you want to perform subtraction between two operands, take 2's complement of the second operand and add it to the first operand. Okay, the 2's complement of B can be obtained by complementing B and adding 1 to the result. So you will get the 2's complement of an operand by complementing the operand and then adding a 1 to the operand. Let us see here, A minus B are two operands. Okay, so A plus 2 complement of B, which is nothing but A plus 1 complement of B plus 1, that is A plus B complement plus 1. Okay, now if you perform this, then you'll get subtraction result. Okay, now let us see one circuit which is going to perform addition as well as subtraction. We call it as n-bit adder subtractor, where n equals to 4. We have took an example with n equals to 4. So here we require totally full adders, 4 full adders along with XOR gates. Okay, and one of the input to the full adder is one of the operand, and the other input is coming from the output of the XOR gate, and XOR gate is receiving inputs from the second operand along with one control input. We call this S as control input. Okay, now this is what the circuit which performs addition as well as subtraction. Let us see how it performs addition as well as subtraction. Okay, now when S equals 0, the circuit performs A plus B, the carry in is 0, and the XOR gates simply pass B untouched. Okay, so if you are giving this S as 0, then this carry in would be 0, the initial carry would be 0, and 0 is passed here, assuming that B0 is 0, therefore 0 and 0 to the XOR gate, then the output becomes 0. Okay, so this is how this complete circuit would be performing only addition. Okay, when S equals to 1, the carry into the least significant bit is 1 and B is complemented prior to the addition, hence the circuit adds to A the 1's complement of B plus 1. Okay, so if S equals to 1, then the carry in would be 1, and then this XOR would be performing the complementing operation. Why? Because this is 1, and if B is 0, then you'll get the output as the complement of B. Okay, so here it is B complement and here it is A, which is added with 1, therefore you'll get a subtracted result. Okay, now let us see that S equals 0. So as S equal to 0, you'll get as it is the B0 as the output of the XOR gate, B1, B2 and B3 as the outputs of the XOR gate. Therefore it performs addition between A0, B0 and then 0. It performs addition between A1, B1 and then C1, it A2, B2 and C2 and then A3, B3 and C3. Okay, so if you are applying S equal to 0, then this circuit will behave as adder. Okay, now let us see if you are applying S equals to 1, now this circuit will be acting as a subtractor. Why? Because C in is 1, as you are giving 1 to one of the input of the XOR gate, then the output is the complement of the given input. Therefore here you'll get B0 complement, B1 complement, B2 complement as well as B3 complement. Therefore now this, if I take this full adder, it performs addition between A0 plus B0 complement plus 1. Okay, so this is how this particular circuit will be acting as subtractor. Okay, now in the next session we'll discuss about multipliers as well as comparators. Thank you.